everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to Mystical Munchies, featuring the Marvel Eat the Universe cookbook. Angel's Meatloaf Wellington turned out great last week, so now we're on to what's likely to be a much simpler recipe, Nova Space-Cop Galaxy Doughnuts. First up, let's tell the story. Richard Rider adopts the mantle of Nova after being visited by the last of the Nova Corps. They are essentially space cops, doing all sorts of space things thanks to the powers granted to them through the Nova Force, generated by the living computers of Xandar. Richard Rider currently exists as Nova Prime, the highest ranking and most powerful of the Nova Corps. When I was tasked with thinking about what Richard Rider would eat after a long day of being a space cop, the answer was obvious: space donuts. Well, looking at this should be a much simpler recipe than the Angel's Meatloaf Wellington was last week, but as usual, the ingredients are waiting for us at the table, so let's go there next. To make this recipe, we're going to need 4 cups of powdered sugar. There's my open bag of it. I went and picked up more over the last couple days. Half cup of milk at room temperature. It's still going to be a little bit chilly, but I'm going to try to let that come up as much as I can. 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, which is supposed to be melted, but I picked pre-melted oil up just to be done with it. A tablespoon of vanilla extract. Oop, that almost dropped over. Then we need 4 different colors of food coloring. Recipe calls for purple, black, pink, and blue. We've got our plain unfrosted donuts. And we can also use edible glitter for garnishing, but seeing as I A, want to be able to bring these into work, and B, don't want a repeat of the comments I got on the Dazzler's Pizza Bagels, we're going to leave the edible glitter off of this one. So, let's head into the kitchen and start putting this recipe together. We're going to start off with our 4 cups of powdered brown sugar. So we've got our 1 cup measuring container right here. This bag seems like it should be just about a cup. Maybe a little less. We'll dump it in and call that 1. Scissors. I thought I had a pair of scissors around here. I needed it earlier to make my drink. Ah, here they are. They were hidden under the other bag of powdered sugar. We'll cut this one. Okay. That piece in the bin. 2. That's a little bit of a heap, but it'll make up for the partial of the 1 I had earlier. 3. Try to flatten these out a little bit more. 4. Okay, I will go ahead and get that covered up. I'm just going to put the powdered sugar away and put it... Actually, let's keep this close just in case I need more of it, because I might. I do want to wash my hands though. I'll do that real quick. Then we'll go for half a cup of milk. Okay. I'll keep that close as well, just in case I need more of it. What's the next thing we need? We need 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Here's my coconut oil as I picked up at Walmart yesterday. Looks like I'm going to open it right here. No need to refrigerate. Okay, so this can go into the cabinet after I get done with this mix, but I'll go ahead and get this open. Take all this wrapping. I'm not going to worry about it. As long as I got the important stuff, I can deal with that. So 2 tablespoons of that. Okay. And 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I'd be amazed if that container feels very light, so I'd be amazed if this is enough vanilla extract. To my lack of surprise, it is not. Fortunately, I had the foresight yesterday to pick up more vanilla extract. So we've got a fresh container of that we can pull out. Once I remember to get the bottle topper off. Okay. Pour that in there. And both of those can go back up. The vanilla extract and the coconut oil. And at this point, we want to whisk them until uniform. We want to whisk it until uniform. So we've got a whisk right here. It'll be a bit of a long way. I'm not going to try to whisk this over the top. Oh. Well, actually, I am trying to whisk this over the top. What I meant to say was I'm not going to try to get a view into the bowl while I'm whisking this together. They do mention that if the frosting seems a little too thin, you can add more sugar to it. If anything, I think because of some of the liberties I took, it might be a little bit more. It might be a little bit. Well, I'm saying maybe a little thick, but it's entirely possible that this is actually the consistency that I want to be encountering some resistance as I stir through it. Not quite sure I want to be encountering this much resistance. I mean, it's nice and runny, don't get me wrong, so maybe that. So until uniform, that seems like it's going to be about where I want it. It seems like it's about where I want it anyway. Let me see if I can maybe get a little more of the sugar in here. That's probably good enough. Ooh. It's actually hurting my arm a little bit, but looks like the milk can go in the fridge. And then the rest of the powdered sugar, after I burped the air out because I didn't like what I was feeling there. So that can go up as well. Alright, now as it's uniform as I want it to be, we're going to divide it between 4 bowls. I'll have to give the counter a quick wipe down as well, most likely. So let's see if we can divide this somewhat evenly. Okay. So those two can move out of the way. Bring both 3 in. And bowl 4. Oop. Okay, let me see if I can scoop this out with a spatula. Probably do a lot better using that than the whisk. Okay, that's actually not too terribly bad a division, so I'll actually get that out of the way. Then I'll do a little bit of cleanup, and we'll come back with these 4 bowls right back in shot. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to tint each of the bowls of frosting with a different color of food coloring. You'll only need a few drops for this because the gel coloring is quite strong. So we're going to start off with our blue food coloring into this bowl. Okay. Let's see how that works out. Oh wow, yeah. Look at how strong that is. I've used food coloring in the past, but I don't think I expected it to work that fast. I mean, granted, I was using a whole tube of food coloring, but here's the purple. But I don't think I even expected it to work quite that quickly. I don't like how this one got a little bit messed up already. Let's see, purple. I think I was expecting maybe a little bit brighter purple, but no, that actually works. That's like a nice royal purple like I normally like. Okay. And I'll come over to this side for the pink. Get that one out of the way. And that turned pretty quickly. We'll get that out of the way. We'll bring the last bowl in and frost it with the black and tint it with the black food coloring. This could be a Bret Hart recipe as well for all you wrestling fans if it were it not for the fact that I'm cooking out of a Marvel cookbook. But minor details aside, we'll give the black frosting a quick mix up as well. And wow, that tinted in a hurry. Okay. Alright, so now that we've got those all frosted, now we need to bring our big pie plate into shot. We've got our big pie plate into shot because one at a time now, we're going to recombine the icings back together into this, and we're going to use a spatula to swirl the colors together once. Don't overmix or you'll end up with a muddy color. So we'll start off with our purple icing. Okay, that can move over to the sink. Then we'll go for the blue since it's closest. Yes, I know we've got my arm in the way. Can't really help it at this point. Pink. since it's right here. It's probably easy enough to do this with any color depending on what you're going for. And finally, black. Okay, I think that's as much as I'm going to get out of there. Put that in the dishes as well. We got another spatula. We'll swirl these together. Oh, wow. Okay. That looks like a pretty good color. So I'm actually going to hold this over so I can get the spatula over to the dirty dishes. I didn't want to lose any frosting between the sink, between the pie plate and the sink. So now we're going to grab the donuts. I've got a plate over here to store them on. So I'll put the plate over here. We've got the donuts right here. So now once I get these open, now we're going to take our plain donuts, dip them in the swirled icing, and twist slightly to just evenly coat the top. So we're going to take that, it's going to be our top, we're going to drop it in, twist it to evenly coat it. Oh wow, look at that. And we'll put that over on the plate to rest. We'll do that with all of these. Okay. 3. Got some of the frosting falling through the hole, but no help for that. 4. Up. And the last one. Twisting it in the frosting. This one should fit dead center on the plate. Look at that. Okay. You try to keep these somewhat apart so they don't harden together ideally. So now we're going to leave those on the plate to rest for a little bit. At this point you could sprinkle it with edible glitter, but once again, since I'm not using the edible glitter, we're going to skip that part. So now we're going to let these harden, and once these harden, I'll meet you guys back over at my desk for the taste test. Looking at the donut here, it looked like it got a little bit of a muddy color on there, so I probably mixed it up a little bit too much, but let's give it a taste and see what I think. Looks like at least the top got plenty hard on it, but the bottom I still have some concerns with that, but probably no help for that. The frosting seemed like it was a little runny, so it maybe didn't adhere as well as I was hoping it would. But that's another episode of Mystical Munchies in the books. So that's Nova's Space-Cop Galaxy Doughnuts. Next week, we have a drink lined up as Nick Fury will be stopping by with his Infinity formula. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.